This is the town of Calenzana. Nice little church over there. We are on the island of Corsica in France, and tomorrow we are going straight up, I don't know, about 5,000 feet to start, but a day tomorrow will be about 15,000 feet maybe of climbing. It's gonna be a hard day, especially because I'm jet lagged. This is the GR20, Europe's hardest trek potentially, and I am gonna go do it in 5 days. Well, good morning. It is day one morning. It's like 3:15 in the morning. This is a little breakfast room at Bella Vita is where I'm staying. They have an assortment of bread and coffee and tea, and I'm making myself, they left me this nice little plate of prosciutto and butter and jam. And I'm gonna make, I just made some toast. I got an apple and some orange juice. So I'm gonna eat a little breakfast and hopefully start moving by probably 3:45. Gotta get back, brush my teeth, and then quick pack the rest of my stuff up. All right, you can't see anything, but we've departed. It's 3:50 a.m. I'm walking up an incredibly steep street, and I have to cut left at some point to head over to the trail. But this is like, I mean, this gradient is like 35 degrees or something up this street. It's crazy. I also have a heavy pack. I should have shown you all my gear. Maybe I'll show you night one at the refugio. Well, I don't think you can see. You can see the sky getting light out there. There are a couple cows. I ran into a cow on the trail, scared the crap out of me. But we're up at the first major saddle. We're up a little over 4 miles. We probably have 3,300 feet of gain on our legs. All right, so it's gotten rocky. There's actually people around me. 2 guys that are moving really fast. So yeah, this is very, very steep, rugged terrain. I think we're eventually making our way over there, but unsure. Trail's very well marked though, which is nice. Sun's coming up. This is hard work. Pretty beautiful country. We just had a nice little rock section. We're kind of contouring. I don't know if we're getting up to that saddle or up there, but I think we're a couple miles and probably at least 1,000 feet, if not 1,500 from the first refugio, which see that these red and white blazes all over the place. I lost them in the last video, by the way, as I was following that guy. He went the wrong way. So, but honestly, it's very well marked on the rocks here. All right, we just gained kind of a ridge saddle. We're in the forest. Looks like we banged left based on these arrows, so still headed up somewhere up on this bigger ridge. Yeah, no sun yet, which is nice. I like to get as much of this climbing out of the way before I'm in the sun. So I'm excited for the first refuge. Hopefully they have fresh water I can gorge on. All right, the trail's been a little smoother this last mile as we sort of contoured around, possibly from that notch. Past 4 people coming the other way. All right, don't look now, but we have made it to the refuge Ortu de Piabu. So apparently there is a fountain past the refuge, is what I've been told, a water fountain. I hope so, because I need it. So I'm not sure if we go straight or bang a left here, but somehow, or this is somewhere up there at Monte Corona. We're not going to go there. It's like an extra 1,500 feet. All right, and look, we have hit bathrooms and water. Yippee. So I'm going to sit here and chug a liter, get some electrolytes in, and then proceed that way. A lot of people here. All right, so just refilled about 1.5 liters. A lot of people around. That's good. We're about 7 miles or 6.9 miles in. And we're like at about 5,100 feet. We started at about 1,000, but there were some ups and downs. So I'd say we got 4,500 feet of vert in, maybe, in almost 7 miles. Yeah. So we just crested a little rib, and we're getting views of some bigger boys out here. So we're gonna be on the highest point of the island today if the weather's cooperating this afternoon. So anything you see, we're at least gonna be that high, if not higher, which is like 8,800 feet. We're at like 5,200 or something, 5,300. We do have to start going up. I think we're gonna gain this ridge. So whether it's there or there, unsure. But we do have to climb like 1,500 feet here, like I said, in like 2 miles. All right, I'm pretty sure we gotta gain that saddle up there. This has been all on rock, the first, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet of the ascent. A lot of people out, which is nice, and some of them speak English, but they're French. So we're wrapping around this face. Well, we were in the sun for the first time. Gotta get somewhere up there. We're probably like 2/3 up the climb. It is steep. It is not 1,500 feet in 2 miles. It's probably 1,500 feet in like 1 mile. That's what it feels like. So anyway, just slogging up, passing all sorts of groups of people, and I see cairns ahead. I think I'm just going right up to this ridge, but unsure. I don't know where else there is to go at this point. All right, we are about to gain the ridge. It's quite the slog, similar to the slog up Asgard Pass. Oh wow, look at these views. Of course we keep going up, but we're in the shade. We have a view to some of the big peaks. Might be where we're going. All right, now we've come up 200-300 more feet from the notch. I think we're at our relative high point. Let's check for you. No, of course not. We're not. We're about 9 miles in, but you know, we've climbed over 7,000 feet at this point. Yeah, that's no joke. So, this is hard work. I think I average in about 30-minute miles. But we will get some respite and some downs, but still a lot of climbing. I mean, we're maybe almost half of our climbing, maybe quite, not quite. I think we're gonna have about 15,000 feet, so yeah, just slow going here. All right, we officially hit the high point, I think the relative high point. Now we're bombing down, who knows where. Unsure, I don't know if it's through that notch or what, but we're like 9.3 miles in. We're at about 7,000 feet of elevation, but now we got 2.5 miles or so down to the next refugio. Just incredibly steep descent through these rocks. I mean, I guess it's class 2. There are a couple class 3 smooth But yeah, just real steep. So it's not easy to move quickly, and I'm not the best at moving quickly on real steep technical terrain either. So 2 miles or so down to the next refuge, and that'll be a good reset for me. I'll drink a lot there. We just hit a pass here, a coal, forget the name of it. We are pretty soon banging a, let's see, I don't want to misspeak, I was going to say right, but actually I don't know, descent. No, still a little bit. We kind of go to another little pass or notch, and then we'll go down steeply, and somewhere down to the right is the next refugio. It's getting warm out here in the sun. Definitely need to be drinking more fluid, I think. Alright, we're getting off the ridge finally. A lot of ups and downs near the ridge. Little, like, 50 feet, but very rocky and rugged. Now we just dropped out of this rock gully, and now it looks like it might be a little smoother, although potentially still steep, but more on dirt now. Something, Boca, whatever. So, heading down. Look at these views. We were up there. That was our high point, right up there. We kind of see how jagged that ridge was. Yeah. We have our first view of the refugio. I don't know what that is. 500-600 feet at least below us, but not too far. Yeah, it's a very it's easy to get off trail even with all the markers. Some of them are very faint. There's a lot of people to help you guys point each other in the right direction and stuff. So there's a lot of fast guys out here. There's like 3 fast ultra runners who have passed me. I mean, I'm kind of hanging with this guy, but they have like nothing on. They just have a little vest. So I don't know if they're just buying stuff at the refugios. I don't know how much there is. I guess I should check. But yeah, they're flying. But yeah, this is hard. This is just slow terrain for sure, especially with a big pack. All right, we have reached the Bivouaco de Carazu, Refuge de Carazu. Is there a water source? Please tell me there's water somewhere. I'm gonna need to figure that out. There are bathrooms, so let's try to find some water. All right, nice 15-20 minute stop. Used the bathroom, drank not a ton, half a liter, maybe 3/4 of a liter, but refilled about 2.5 all my capacity. Actually, I have more capacity. And I got a Snickers bar for $2 or €2 cash. Just ate that. So I just studied the map. Slight drop here, but then this creek, we follow up like 2,400 feet to a saddle or to the ridge. So this is gonna be a big slog, and that's where you make the decision if you go Circa Solitude or you stay high and go to Bagmonte. We got a suspension bridge, although I think you could easily walk across the creek. Oop. I think it's one person at a time. So this is gonna start our giant ascent somewhere way up there, probably out of sight, 2,400 feet. It's not gonna be fun, it's gonna be hot. So let's get it. Doot, doot, doot. Oh man, it moves quite a bit. That water looks cool. This ascent is brutal. I think we're over halfway up it, but maybe not. I don't want to look at my phone. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. I don't know where we're going. Somewhere up on the ridge. I think we made it to the pass here. I am beat. I'm so beat. Look at these views. Yeah, baby. Yeah, buddy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so we went through that first notch or col and then had to drop quite a bit. I mean, 200-300 feet. And now we're kind of contouring somewhere over to one of these saddles. I think we got to go up a little bit, but yeah, this is just a constant rocky up and down. It's very, very, very slow going. We've reached the saddle. Yeah. Check the map here. I think we got to descend, unfortunately, and then go all the way up there. Well, this descent, like everything else, is I think a lot further, steeper, and more vert than expected from the map. I didn't really study it. I feel like it's more than a mile descent and probably 1,500 feet or something. It's just it's getting a little better the lower I get. The trail's becoming a little easier, but just massive rock drops, you know, chimneys, lowering yourself down. Yeah, it's luckily there's a little shade. I just ran out of water. I had 2.5 liters for, like, seriously what's maybe been 3.5 miles. This is how long this has taken. So I need a hard reset down at this hot Osco. Plenty of food, plenty of drinks. This is quite the bustling little area. I just went up there. They don't have much in the grocery store. I did refill water. I think I'm gonna go over to this restaurant and have a meal. Burger, fries. I'm gonna need more than 2 ketchup packets, but we'll see. Maybe I don't think it's customary here to use ketchup. I got a Coke too. And I'm drinking a lot of water with electrolytes. So here's the deal. I studied the map. I have like 7 miles left. I have a 4,000 foot gain in 4 miles. And then I have, actually no, just a little over 6. And then so 4,000 foot gain in 4 miles. And then a 3,000 foot descent in just over 2 miles. I have like 6.2 miles left. 10K. You know, how long is that 10K gonna take me? Literally like 5 hours, probably 4.5 hours. So it's pretty flat the first half mile or something, which does not bode well for what's gonna happen going up somewhere way up here. Hitting some steep sections with chains. I'm just resting here in the cooler shade. Yeah, this is very hard work. Very steep. Very steep. Alright, so it finally flattened out a little bit in this amphitheater. Alright, we're about at 7,800 feet here. 700 plus more to go. And then very, 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 very steep downhill. This is so tough. Great views though. I need to take seconds and just look back. Well, we've made it. Just about. Tighiettu, that's where we're going. There's a cool lake. Unfortunately, we're not going down to it. I would have absolutely swam and cooled myself off. Just like soaked in it. At this point in time, doesn't matter. So, I am struggling. Need some cold refreshments. Well, from that last sort of pass, this descent hasn't been bad. You can kind of ski with it. It's been the most pleasant descent of the day for sure. There's some sections where it gets a little steppier, but I mean, I moved down pretty quickly, a good 500-600 feet. I venture we still have, I don't know, 1,700 to descend. If I had to guess, 1,800. A lot. But this is a little more pleasant than expected. It'll probably get worse down lower though. That's where we were. Alright, update. Just drank the last of my fluid. Looked at the map. So we have 1.2 miles left with 1,700 foot to drop. So that's actually not too bad. So I'm hopeful that'll be like 25 minutes or something. And then I'll just gorge. I think I'm gonna miss dinner. But we'll see what they have. But I'd like to shower. If they have showers, I could use a cold shower. And I need something to eat, so let's hope they can do something, even if I have to pay for it. Alright, update. I drank some water from the stream, filtered it. It's nice we're in the shade. We have like probably about a half mile left with like a decent amount, 800 drop or something, 750. I think I looked at the map a little bit ago and it was 0.6 with like 1,000 feet. Well, we've got it in sight. Of course, we have to climb up to it. But there it is. Oh, we're almost there. This is gonna be a long day. It's gonna be like almost 16 hours, I think, 15:45. I'm guessing it's around 21 miles, 21 or 22, with 14,000 foot of vert up and about 9,500 on the descent. I think, if that 14,000 is accurate, because we're at 5.5 now and we started at 1,000. So yeah, this was probably my second hardest day ever after Gannett, I would say.